Hey everyone, Justin Watts here. I wanted to take a few minutes to walk you through the wireframes here for Bud Industries. As discussed yesterday, first task was to create desktop and mobile versions of the product details page for Bud Industries, and so I've done just that. These are in progress layouts, um, kind of hopefully encompassing a lot of the things we talked about yesterday. Um, and wanted to send them over for kind of an initial round of feedback. So the what we're looking at here is low to medium fidelity wireframes. There's a bit of additional information in here that I wanted to make sure to have, because when you're creating a design like this for a B2B site like Bud Industries, I think it's really important to get all of the information down. I think that's going to really help design rather than just kind of going with blocks and squares at this point. It felt like we were a little bit beyond that, so I kind of went with more detail. So anyway, I'm going to walk through the desktop version, then we'll walk through the mobile version. So the first thing you may notice here is that we have breadcrumbs. This is extremely important. I think it was a really good observation, Ken, that we needed these because what we're looking at is a product here that is three, at least four layers deep into the Bud Industries site. And anyone who's done e-commerce shopping, whether it's B2B or B2C, knows that findability might be limited when it comes to that. Just a side note, also, when going through this website and some of the competitors' websites, I did pick up on a lot of, or a few choice usability issues and findability issues that really plagued the site. Might be worth it to discuss with Bud, because I think a lot of it's actually low hanging fruit that could be modified with small changes such as labeling changes and small bits of functionality updates. So anyway, we have the breadcrumbs up here. Trying a nice big title, product title up here. There's a lot of attributes as well on the product titles. That's why this is so long. But again, this is really important because I'm sure in the engineering industry, there's a lot of products with a lot of long titles, so we want to make sure to have a lot of room for it. I also brought the part number up here, and then we talked about the 5-day modification kind of feature that kind of parallels like Amazon Prime shipping. So I wanted to bring that up nice and high up in the visual hierarchy here. Um, some of the products I looked at had a little bit of information here, so I think that having that bullet pointed kind of is nice to start with here. I thought about actually adding an expand field here to because I gotta wonder, if someone's mental model is at the point where they're looking for specific information like marketing information about the product, or if they just need specifications, if they know exactly what product they're looking for and they just need to know that it's the right one. So that's a user that's stuff that could be solved with user research to kind of understand some of that information. So I just wanted to throw that out there. The next bit here is it's sort of a taskbar. It's sort of the implementation of a taskbar. We talked about for some of the primary and secondary calls to action on the site being, view video. We wanted that to be prevalent, so I have that here as well as in the actual video section. Request drawings. That was another call to action. The kind of the main call to action was check stock, and that's why it's so visually apparent right here. And it's like this desktop and mobile. Next, we're going to move down to this functionality here. So this is, I think, one of the it could be a very big opportunity for Bud to be able to increase the ability for its users to really pick the items that they want rather than using just a straight up table down here. So that's what this is. I used the Amazon site and the Polycase site as inspiration for this, and then picked a product that had some various interaction points. So this is a drop down here. These are buttons, and then this is kind of your color selector. So the idea here is that you would, and I will program these interactions once we agree on an initial layout. The idea here is that when you change this, then all of this information changes as well, because that's currently how it is on the Bud site, especially on the Amazon implementation of it. Same thing here. You click this indoor polycarbonate. This would change as well and kind of match up with the image. Color, same thing. Also, we can talk about indicators for indicators to kind of reinforce some of the selections that users have made here. These are the main kind of bits here. I messed around a little bit with this table, but I didn't want to change it too much. The other thing was the related items, so I just kind of put together basically a triple layout here, and then the product search at the bottom here. So that's the desktop version. Let's go to the mobile version. Mobile is very similar. It's got the same, because we have to consider what the breakpoints are for the template that we're using. So I with mobile, I kind of kept it very similar to how desktop is, except for you're going to have your mobile navigation here, and then we kind of brought down the search into this area up here. But this should all function the same way as it does on the desktop. It'll just be a little bit of a different UI with, if they're using an Apple or an Android or whatever they might have. Drop downs are fine on mobile. Buttons are fine on mobile, and then the color selection should be fine as well. Let's kind of move down here. Check stock, nice and big. Primary call to action, you click that, and you go to the check stock area of the site. Kind of moving down into some of the actual details, or I guess product details. I'd like to specifically know what they want to see in a mobile perspective and what can be changed. So I kind of just use the same table, just in a shrunken down form down here. This accessories, this should be fine from the template standpoint. And then we have the product search and the footer at the bottom here. Again, not going too deep into the functionality here, because we're using that WooCommerce, the WooCommerce template at this point. I think that it should suffice to kind of support whatever we need to. So again, this is the first draft of the desktop and mobile wireframes. I look forward to your feedback and appreciate just being on the project.